Madan ba páistí. An bhadan seo tá míad ag dul arás á fólam ar bhunreachta. Good morning, children. Today we're going back to learning about our constitution. So if you've followed me on my other accounts, you'll remember on the really big one, I had a whole series on the constitution, which they hated and deleted. So I've had so many phone calls, right? Some people worrying. The first one this morning, I was only open and it was like, I got they're taking out the constitution. You know who you are. Now, I'm up, I've got the kids to training, I've gotten shit sorted, right? Last night, I started going back into looking at my constitution, right? And I even started writing my notes as Gaeilge, right? So we're going back to our constitution. We're going back to writing in our language. We're going back to speaking in our language because it takes supremacy. Tosimid cool and lower. We're going to start at the back of the book. And the reason that we're going to do that is because I want to set the scene from the very start, right? When we're talking about our constitution, about how our language takes supremacy and about how the Blue Book has been translated to suit themselves. I know this because I have translated the articles, I've done it in other accounts, from the Cló Gaelach to modern Gaeilge, then to English, and it's a totally different meaning, connotation. The words don't even match on the other side. If you followed me on the other accounts, you'll know how I do this, okay? I read the Cló Gaelach first, then we'll read their translation, and we'll go from there, okay? Now, this is one of the most important articles, even though it's the last one, right? So it's Article 63, and this is transitionary provisions, right? So these were the provisions that were set in place for the rules that were to be followed for this constitution, for the transitionary period that was happening, and forevermore, okay? These rules were set. They were inalienable, indefeasible. That means indestructible, can't be changed, right? So, Article 63. Ní fólar cóibh den bhunreachta só fólámh an taoiseach, an príomhraham agus an chorthálaigh dul éireann do choristeach in a harras in ifig iiriseoir na cuarta ó dórthaigh, agus is faoineise do chluichíde an cóibh signéata sin fórlómh an bhunreachta só. I gcás gan an teachs Gaeilge agus an teachs Bhéarla, do bheith do réir a chéile is ag an teachs Gaeilge a bheith an fórlómhas. Do cum glóra dé agus ónar na hÉireann. Now, Article 63, a copy of this constitution signed by the Taoiseach, the Chief Justice and the Chairman of Dáil Éireann shall be enrolled for records in the office of the Registrar of the Supreme Court, and such signed copy shall be conclusive evidence of the provisions of this constitution. In the case of conflict between the Irish and the English texts, the Irish text shall prevail. Do cum glóra dé agus ónar na hÉireann. Now, this is very, very important, right? Because this sets the scene, right, of the scale, the story from the very start. We're going to start talking about this again. We're going to start using this again. Class has recommenced, Páistí.